Hello and welcome to an episode of Play-Doh. I am excited to be joined by the one and only, very amazing and talented
Dee Kaate.
Hailing from Uganda, comedian, writer and actor Dee Kaate. We fell in love with the lovable roadman Younger Baker, 1/3 of comedy trio Mandem on the Wall. Dee also starred in Youngers and made his big screen debut in the Weekend movie. Please welcome our Play-Doh special guest, Dee Kaate.
All right, so basically, what you need to do, you need to be making your masterpiece. We're gonna have a discussion,
Okay.
but in the midst of discussion, I need you to get creative.
Okay,
Make a
with the
masterpiece.
Play-Doh.
Yeah.
Alright.
And at the end, you're gonna tell the people then what you've made, okay?
Alright.
All right, cool.
Yeah, that sounds
so,
good.
we can get to know you a little bit more, Dee. So, tell me a bit about what you do.
I'd say I'm all-round creative. I started off as a comedian. That was my main thing. But then that introduced me to acting. Started to do a bit of acting, a bit of writing, dabbled in a bit of producing, although that's not really my forte.
Producing?
Not
You like the in front of the scenes part?
Yeah.
You don't get nervous?
I do get nervous.
Yeah.
I get 100% nervous. But once I'm in the space where I'm enjoying myself, then it's almost like spiritual. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like there's been times where I've said something and it's funny, but I don't know where it came from. I don't know. Have you ever had that?
I feel you. Yeah.
Just like, where did those words come from? And people think I'm talented and that I can produce, but it's not. It's just
Do you think it's like you're connected to the energy around you, or do you think it's when you go in front of a camera that happens?
there's an energy. There's an
Yeah.
energy in the space because not every camera creates that for me. Like
Yeah.
not every set creates that for me.
Yeah, I can relate to that. So, like, explain to me your entrance into the creative field. Like, how did you get into it, and where did you discover that desire to be in front of the camera?
I discovered that desire to be in front of the camera when I realized that that's the only way, not the only way, but that was a way to make money from what I wanted to do. Because originally, like when I was in school, I always wanted to perform. I loved performing. Like I remember learning a Michael Jackson routine and then like planning to go to the playground and perform in front of the school. That was my plan.
Which routine? What?
I think it was,
Bad.
he did a movie called Moonwalker.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's this bit where him and these kids are outside the room before he goes in to do the whole leaning thing.
Yeah.
And then the little kids goes, he taught me everything he knows.
Hold up.
Do you remember that?
Nah, I'm
And
sorry.
man, the little kids outside.
Wow!
So from then, and I must have been about 7, I wanted to perform. So when I got older, it was like, all right, cool, so how do I make money out of this? All right, I've seen Eddie Murphy, but Eddie Murphy's in front of the camera.
Yeah.
All right, cool, I need to get in front of the camera.
So we're gonna play a game of noughts and crosses, aka tic-tac-toe. It's about to go down. And I'm going to win it.
Oh, well, we shall see.
We shall see.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so we're going to do rock, paper, scissors to see who goes first. Yeah?
Okay, cool.
You ready?
Yeah.
Rock, paper, scissors. You made me sick.
Oh, wow.
You go first, you
I don't
go
know why
first.
Okay. Oh, come on. Wait.
Why did you do that?
Oh, I didn't even see. I was so focused on that.
Oh, wow!
I swear.
Skinny.
Okay, cool.
Skinny.
Okay.
What celebration?
That's a warm-up though. That was a warm-up one.
Did you think that you had to do something more like serious to make money, or did you know that you could organically journey from doing something you love to something you can get paid to do?
No, most of the people around me when I grew up encouraged me to do other things. So I went to university just because I thought that's how I got that's where I've got to go to get the job to make the money that I want to make.
Yeah.
So I did everything that everyone else around me encouraged me to do, but inside I knew that that's not what was going to make me happy.
So then when you started when you went from going to university, what did you study in university?
Was that some mad course where it had a long name, like it was like Applied Social Science and Youth and Community Development.
Wow, LMNOP.
Yeah.
Wow. So but it must have been beneficial though.
It was, I learned things. I met people, I learned how to learn.
Yeah.
Because I'm dyslexic.
Same here.
Yeah, all right,
Cheers.
cool.
I don't know, do we do that? Does that happen?
It's something to celebrate,
Yeah.
because, could we talk about this,
Yeah, do it, man.
So about being dyslexic is that it encourages you to learn how you learn, innit? Yeah, and I think we can all learn from that. We can all benefit from that knowledge.
Yeah.
So yeah, whilst I was at university, I realised that I take in information differently to other people.
Yeah.
And I took that with me, even into acting. So when it comes to learning lines, I know that there's a certain process that I have to follow to take the lines in, otherwise.
Did you tailor that experience? Like, in you understanding you were dyslexic, yeah? Did it hinder you, or did you feel like it was something you could easily and openly explore and tailor your life accordingly? Or did you come up against resistance with like stigmas and stereotypes and all these kind of elements that you were so aware of?
Yeah, I definitely came up
So what was
against
that?
resistance.
Like, what was that like?
I think because of what I knew about dyslexia, because like in primary school, the dyslexic kids got taken out and put into a group by themselves somewhere in a room. It wasn't glamorous and it wasn't celebrated.
Yeah.
So I associated being dyslexic with a lack of intelligence.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that was a major insecurity for me for so long.
Yeah.
It's like, oh what, so I'm the least intelligent in the room everywhere I go? And when in actual fact, it wasn't the case. It just meant I learned differently. Yeah, you can relate, yeah?
Yeah, of course. I was so sick and tired of being in spaces that made me feel like I was stupid for learning a different way. But I didn't realise it until later. I didn't know what it was until later on, until I had to confront it.
How old would you think you were before you...
I think it's only in the past 2 years that I discovered properly.
Yeah.
I knew that it was something I knew that I was more of a visual learner, but I didn't know how much it impacted me until I started to create my own business. Because I was confronted with administration, taxes, things where you had to just know things that were written, elaborate, solidification of the relation of the relation, solicitation. Huh? Well, sign it quickly, I'm gonna get fines. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So to hear that you started to tailor things like, your scripts and stuff like that, like, what did that look like when you were working with people?
It was difficult. I remember, all right, here's an example, yeah? I was in a movie called The Weekend Movie, yeah? And I remember Kojo, one of the producers of the movie, pulled us in to audition for the roles. Even though he'd asked us to play the characters, he just wanted to see us play the characters in the audition room. So we've got our scripts. Now, most actors at this point would have learned how to sight read. Yeah?
That's another story, right?
Yeah. They've learned how to sight read, yeah? So my guys, they're all sight reading, playing their characters. They've got the script in their hands. Oh my God! Yeah, you do the work. And then, hey, why don't you do it like this? Me, I'm stressed because in this room, I don't know how to tell Kojo, I'm dyslexic, my brother. There is no way I can read this stuff and perform. Yeah. They thought I just couldn't do it. At the time, in the room, they was like, I don't know if he's going to be able to do this. What's going on? It wasn't until late, I said to myself, when I leave this room, I'm going to learn this script before we even get to I'm going to learn everything. I'm going to come back to the next rehearsal and show them. And that's what I did.
And did you know at that point, like you knew that already?
I'm like yourself, Dee. I found out very late in life that this was a thing and that I needed to do something about it, and I needed to do some research. And it kind of pushed me to create my own ideas. I always used to say to people, I said, because of what I find difficult, I'm going to be forced to create my own things.
Right.
I'm going to create the roles that I want to see myself in.
Exactly.
And that's not such a bad thing.
Okay, so now we are playing Noughts and Crosses 2.0. So what we need to do is go through our stack of cups and find our nought or our cross and put it on the grid and be the fast to do it so we can win. If you try and win, I can come in. If I try and win, you can come in. But the aim is to win.
Okay, to win is to win.
To win. Thank you for coming to the show. 3, 2, 1, go.
Ah!
We give
no!
Thanks. Father God.
Ah!
You were so close.
Yes!
But you didn't get it.
I didn't get it.
How confident were you with approaching charging for your services? Like, especially going into comedy, yeah? People think, oh yeah, make me laugh. Okay, I'm going home now. You did it. When was you like, okay, this is a service.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoy it, but this is
I
how
got
much
a
it's going to
charge.
cost.
Yeah.
Like, what?
That's a very good question because I found it very difficult. And acting as your own manager, I'm having discussions with people that are booking me and saying, yeah, so what's your budget? They tell you the budget, say, yeah, okay, cool, I'm going to charge you this. They're like, I don't know.
I only need you for 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's what they say, 10 minutes?
What do you mean?
But do you know what goes into before that 10 minutes, after the 10 minutes and blah, 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 and all these things. I struggled. And I always think about how, the perception, like how you see me is important to me.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be so important because it affects the decision making.
So are there any things that you think you wish you knew back then that you know now?
It's funny because you mentioned earlier things like doing your taxes.
Yeah.
I always found things like that, and still, even till this day, I'm only just learning. I found things like that daunting. Yes. So what I do is I bury my head in the sand and act like it's not happening. It's happening. The day's gonna come where you have to file those taxes. Right. The day's gonna have to come. If you don't file them, there were going to be fines.
Right.
You're going to have to pay those fines.
They will file you, my friend.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? All these things, but it's like, I was like, I don't understand it, so I'm going to act like it doesn't exist.
Yeah. So you were already in it before you could get to learn about it?
Yeah.
It was already in motion.
It was already in motion.
And you had to manage it. So what about when you were younger? Did you take any understanding from your money through your household where you was living?
Yeah,
Parents,
so
family?
My mum's idea about money was always saving.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So she was always trying to teach us how to save.
Okay.
And I remember she would always say to me, not every bit of money that you receive is yours. But she never went into it. So that part that isn't mine, who does it belong to? And then my dad's attitude towards money was cling on to it. Spending was like deadly to my dad.
Wow.
And so I never developed that habit of saving. Whenever I received money, that money had somewhere to go.
Were there any celebrations? Did you have celebrations where you knew that, okay, when this, like birthdays and stuff like that, when birthdays happened, did you know that, okay, cool, this is when we're going to get, the balloons and maybe a couple cakes?
No, again, I didn't understand it. And I didn't understand, I didn't even appreciate how hard it must have been for my mum to make a birthday happen, because I was so hung up on how tight money was throughout the year and how little access I had to any of the money that was, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
So, even I never even saw it as like, oh, cool, we're letting our hair down and we're going to celebrate now with a bit of money. I never. So,
how much of what you saw have you taken on board now?
So much. I will not repeat the things that I saw. And me and my girlfriend now, and she's taught me a lot about how to educate children. Yeah. She believes that there aren't many topics that are out of bounds. Any question that a child has, or if you see that a child is dealing with something, even a piece of something, have a discussion. Let's talk about it. And let's talk about it in detail, because it's better they hear it from you, or they have a safe and controlled discussion with you, than for them to hear it somewhere else. Yeah. So when it comes to stuff like, all right, cool, money, saving money, let's talk about why we make money. Let's talk about what money can do.
So now we have entered round 3 of noughts and crosses. This level here, is where it gets peak. So what we need to do is we need to flip the cups fully, and then once we flipped is when we can put them on the grid. 3, 2, 1, flip. Before we end this fully, obviously we have to showcase
what we've made.
Yeah? So I was gonna say hands down, but we're all done. We're ready now, isn't it?
Yeah, I think
yours
so.
is looking very together. Oh. All right. Don't you look at mine, don't look at mine. Okay, Dee, talk to me about what you've made here then.
All right, well, do you know what? I wanted to build an ark. I ran out of Play-Doh.
I feel you.
Yeah. So I just did the front of the ark.
What would you call it?
I'll call this piece Salvation.
Wow.
It looks like half boats, half surfboards.
Oh, okay.
I feel like it's a convertible surfboard. Yeah. That's do you know what I mean? If Surfboard Steve had this one, he would be very popular.
Yeah?
Yeah. I believe it. I believe it. All right, we're gonna go to mine. We're gonna go to mine. So, this is
What is this?
Pocahontas. Pocahontas.
Pocahontas.
Pocahontas' cousin.
Okay, right.
So basically, she's stuck in the tower.
But
her best friend said, "Hey, I got the PS5."
Okay.
So, look, I don't know if it's got cartridge in PS5.
Oh, so that's the PS5 there?
No,
the
actually, let
console?
me not lie, yeah, because she's stuck in there for a long time. So
Okay.
it's Nintendo. Which one has the cartridge? Sega. It's
Yeah,
Sega Mega Drive.
Sega Mega Drive, yeah.
So this is Pocahontas. I mean, Pocahontas.
Is that her hair?
That's her hair out the window.
Okay.
And here's her remote control.
Can I tell you what I thought it was?
What did you think it was?
It looked, I don't know if it's because I was building an ark made by Noah, but yours looked biblical as well. So I thought like, this was the tablet that contained the 10 Commandments. This was the snake that tried to tempt, I don't know if it...
That person.
Yeah, that person, someone biblical. And then this was the rock that was next to the tablet.
So to be honest, that was what I started off doing.
Okay.
And then basically I ran out of Play-Doh too, so I just done it as Pocahontas.
Hello there, people of the internet. My name is Mishka and you're watching Play-Doh. Get your credit checked. Getting your credit checked is a great first step on the road to financial freedom as it gives you an overview of your financial well-being. Checking your credit also allows you to get a better understanding of how lenders see you. The Financial Diet. This account helps teach you about managing finances. What apps do you use to keep control of your finances? Don't forget to like this video.